Council Pop.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bluff Council. This is a fun one that we're gonna get to discuss right now, because really we're part of the story.
First, she shared this meme on her Instagram story, which says, "Me to everyone who didn't nominate Jesse Plemons for Best Actor, though." And then she shared a clip of the Bluff Council.
Jesse Plemons gives one of the greatest performances of all time that I worry is being completely overlooked for fucking Chalamet's Marty Supreme, which was like a very good performance, but it wasn't.
Chalamet.
So I guess Kirsten will not be voting for Timothee Chalamet to take the Oscar home for Best Actor.
We're pretty deep involved with Hollywood and the inner workings, as anyone who knows us, knows this show, knows already.
The underbelly.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
It was very exciting. Thank you, Kirsten, though you'll never watch this.
Thank you. She's a long time
friend
viewer.
Of the
show.
Yeah.
Thank you,
and
Kirsten.
The story was subsequently picked up by a lot of different. The way the news works these days is they all just jump on these little invented stories. So that was kind of fun to watch too. Anyhow, this is a council pop, Keith. 60 seconds on the clock.
This still constitutes
as
a council pop?
That movie's only been out for a month and a few days. It's in the prime of its storm. So give us your hot takes, Keith. Tell us about Marty Supreme. What'd you think about it?
Wow. All right, 60 seconds. I did put this movie in my top 5 for those not familiar with our top 5 category. But there was a part of me that also wanted to put it in honorable mentions for worst, because it's that, to me, sort of bipolaring. There's things that I really like about it, and overall I just enjoyed the experience more than I enjoyed a lot of other films, and that's why I put it in my top 5, because ultimately I had a good time. But there were so many things that perplexed me as well that I don't know if it is good or bad, but it made me think. And then when I get to that point, I lean towards, well, I guess it's good because it's making me think, it's making me feel, it's making me question things. I'm thinking about it days later. And then even if the result of that is I didn't like it, I say, well, it's good that it made me do that. And I can see the sort of style and tone. So I can see all the craft in that movie, the intent in that movie. And even if I don't like it, I applaud that. So that's ultimately why I did. But there are things I do want to talk about. It's going to sound like I'm going to criticize this movie. And I don't mean to criticize it. I just mean to have a conversation about it and ask, is this good? Did you agree with this decision? I don't know. So I don't know if that helped.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense. 6 seconds on the clock. I'm going to sound like I don't like this movie, and I totally did. I totally did like this movie. I thought, much to what you said, there's so much to appreciate and enjoy, and for the most part, I really loved the energy of it and the vibes and the craft. There's so much craft, the frantic, constant moving energy and the way characters are just kind of coming in and out, and so much beautiful cinematography and music, and the direction was really fun and really exciting, and I liked it a lot. It's probably in my top 15 movies of the year. So keep that in mind as I do get critical about it,
as you tear this apart.
There's a lot. My main takeaway, and we mentioned this in I think the best of 25 episode, is that Marty Mouser as a character is such an unlikable, mean person. And it's not even that he's only unlikable, but that he is mean. That it's not, it's objective. Like he's objectively like a kind of a bad person. And that was tough for me because it felt like it never really landed that or brought that home to me in a satisfying way. So that's my main point. But I liked it. Like it's pretty good. It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah. I agree. Let's talk about all the things we hate about it.
Yes, and none of the good things.
Well, where do you want to start?
I want to start by talking about how Jesse Plemons should have been nominated. Kirsten, let's start with him as a character, because I think that's easily for me the big picture takeaway, biggest question mark as those end credits hit. And I feel like that is a constant in a lot of the criticism, even like mostly positive criticism that I've seen of this film is like, yeah, he's a jerk, but it works. Like those are the good ones. And to me, it didn't really work. So that's my beef.
I would agree. It doesn't work in the sense that it's hard to root for him. And you would think at the end of the movie, you want your protagonist to win and you're rooting for him. But I never really felt that. And this is one of the many things where I go back and forth. Does that matter? Does it have to be that cut and dry? I understand the point is like a lot of great storytelling relies on your hero having a big gray area. I think that makes for interesting characters. He can't be Superman and just no flaws. He's perfect or she's perfect, and then then they win. And you go, yeah, like that doesn't. I don't think works anymore and doesn't lend itself to great storytelling. This definitely leans on that. I dislike him more than I like him. But I felt that authenticity. I do think it's a good performance. Mm-hmm. I do think it's a good performance. I think Chalamet brings it to life in a really strong way, in a way that is dislikable.
Yeah.
You know, where I'm not rooting for him. I don't love the decisions that he's making. I want him to get out of his own way. I want him to realize the error of his ways and, you know, like be a better human being. And he never does. So it's hard to find like solace in his victory. But maybe that's the point. Like, is that the point?
Yeah. To me, there's two ways having a protagonist who's like inherently unlikable can go, like need to go. Is you either have kind of that more traditional arc of like, he's a piece of shit. He's rough around the edges.
That's it, isn't it? You married the wrong woman.
But he's got a real heart under there. And you see that kind of peeking through. And at some point, something happens that kind of, you know, brings him awareness to the error of his ways and doesn't have to end happy-go-lucky and, oh, everything's great now. But you see a change in that person. Or his lack of self-awareness or ability to change is a theme in of itself, right? And then the theme is a commentary on fill in the blanks. The absurdity of, you know, the illusion of American excellence, or how narcissists succeed in spite of themselves, or whatever the point is that you're trying to make. To me, this film does neither. And I think it's more of that, it's a more ambiguous theme, because it's clearly not, he goes on a hero's redemption arc.
Yeah, he doesn't learn from this,
yeah,
really.
He doesn't go on the hero redemption arc. So it is meant to be more like an ambiguous message of a theme. But I think that's where the film fails. Like, that's the biggest failing, is that never really lands. And so I want to say that I think that's how you're supposed to feel at the very end, as he's crying and looking at his child. That's a moment of change. But that doesn't come through to me at all. And it certainly doesn't negate or justify or make me feel better about what a fucking mean,
yeah,
like selfish, destructive person he is and has been for 2.5 hours.
At best, and sort of as I took it, is there is hope for him to learn. Not that he did learn, and not that the birth of his child meant anything to him. Like, that is not shown or like guaranteed by any means. It's at best alluded to. At best, it's like a glimmer of hope. You're like, oh, maybe this is the turning point in his, maybe.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best that this movie can offer you. The way that I sort of justify it, and I don't know if, I would never say I'm right about anything, but what I offer to you and to the audience is the only thing he is loyal to, the only thing that he truly loves is ping pong. That's the thing that he holds the integrity for. That's the thing he's a good and honest man for. That's the thing that guides him forward. Not, I shouldn't say honest man. That's probably not the right.
I think the only thing he loves is himself. I think that's the only thing he loves.
I think he sacrificed everything. What didn't he sacrifice I mean, yes, a lot of it was selfishly motivated, but you don't think his love of the game, so to speak, to say cliche, is the thing that's driving him throughout, just to make all these sacrifices, to hurt all these people, to push that woman away who's pregnant, is like, I can't do this right now. I have to focus on this tournament or whatever. It's
See, I don't think it is the love of the game or any deeper thing. I think it's that scene where he tells her, like, your life has no meaning. My life has meaning
he's an
and
asshole.
purpose.
Don't get me wrong.
No, I know, but that to me tells you what his priority is. Me. It's about ping pong is the means to satisfy his own inherent delusion of greatness. Like, that just happens to be his thing. I don't think he's like, I'm a real passionate defender of the integrity of the game, and I'm so obsessed with this great game and the purity of it and blah blah blah. It's me. I'm so great. I'm so great.
I mean, we're probably splitting hairs here. Yes, I think that's in there, but I think the thing is driving him is for him to find greatness through this thing. Not like he's looking for greatness in any way and he'll just take it and, like, ping pong is the thing. So he's just doing that for now, but next week he'll play cards, or the next week he'll play pool, or the next week.
Sure.
I don't think that. I feel like ping pong is his quote unquote calling, and he doesn't want to fuck that up. And he will destroy anything that comes even close to deterring him from realizing his potential through the thing that calls him to do so. You know, like, again, semantics, it may be one and the same. It made me feel a little bit better, because if he's just a selfish asshole, he's just a selfish asshole. If he feels he's got, like, a higher calling or something, this is his destiny, and I love this thing so much, it makes me feel a little bit better. It's easier to sort of wrap my head around.
Yeah, I gotcha. I think just by the end of the film, his assholeness being such a major part of this, I was just really left kind of like, so what? Like, okay, so? Like, what, like, and that's not a great feeling at the end of a film that was otherwise, like, in the moment, really enjoyable. And so all the way until really the last frame, I'm like, still thinking this might be really good, like really good. Like, this might, however they end this is going to be really important. And because it just kind of ends and you're like, what is it? What was all that supposed to mean? And there's nothing comes to me in that moment, and that might be my own shortcoming, but.
Well, so do you so it sounds like you think the climax of the film is when he has the baby.
No, the climax of the film is his battle in Japan. That's the climax of the film.
Right, but like, you don't have an issue with him winning. Like, you don't have an issue with that moment. Mm-hmm. Is that what you're saying? But the issue you have is how it just ends, and you feel like he hasn't learned anything. Maybe re-explain what your issue is.
Yeah, my issue is just that I'm left feeling empty at the end and not really knowing what the point of all of that was. Like, what is the message the director is trying to say? Like, what is the point that is trying to come across over this journey that we just went on? Because it just feels like this guy was a fucking asshole, and he destroyed everyone's life that he knew and came in contact with, and was, like, mean about it, and then kind of had a victorious moment for himself in his own head, and then now is still pretty much a selfish asshole. Like, I didn't see that deeper theme that I mentioned at the front of, like, is it about narcissism in American culture? Is it about this? And so that with that not being there, with that being absent, it just left a hole for me of like, oh, okay, it was good all the way until this point, and because it doesn't really land that plane, now it feels not as good,
I hear you. I have less of an issue with it, but I have more of an issue with him winning. Not an issue with him actually winning, but it was a thing I really had a problem with, because I felt nothing when he does win. Mm-hmm. And I'm a sucker for sports movies. I'm a sucker for, like, a good comeback story, and, like, giving everything, bleeding for your craft, and, like, making something out of nothing, and, like, underdog story. Like, I love that stuff. Like, I'm a sucker for it. I'll fall for it every time. But this one, it felt hollow and empty and like undeserved to me. For like, yeah, like, you're a prick. You did all these things. You did everything wrong to get to this point, yet you still win. And it was hard for me to, like, feel emotionally connected to that moment. Like, yes, he deserves this, because he doesn't. He doesn't deserve it. He gave everything for it, but in the worst way possible.
Well, and what does him...
So that felt hollow to me.
What does him winning in that situation, in that second game, even do for anybody?
Anything.
Like himself included. And so maybe that's...
Right.
The argument could be made that, like, that's the point, right? Is that this guy's so imperfect and narcissistic, and so the director maybe wants you to feel kind of, like, shitty and empty in that moment, because you're like, you want him to win because he's the protagonist, but also what does that mean? He's gonna, Kevin O'Leary's gonna be pissed at him, and Japan's gonna be sad, but like none of that is tied up or presented in a way that really makes it make any sense, in my opinion.
Yes, that I agree with. It is very open-ended in that sense, but I do think the film positions it as, oh, he knows where he belongs and his place. It's for him. I don't think it's ambiguous to him. I think as the audience, you're supposed to feel how he feels in that moment. Like, wow, he really is that good. He really did it. I don't think there's a question about that.
No.
I think you're supposed to feel satisfied as the character feels redemption and satisfaction from he lost in the beginning, because that follows every sports trope. They lose in the beginning, they'll never win again, and then at the end he wins. Like, that's just the arc of a sports movie.
Yeah. I don't know.
So I didn't like that. I don't like, because I didn't feel the way that he felt about that moment, and I felt mismatched about it.
Yeah. So what do you take away as like the theme of the film? Do you have any idea?
I don't think there is one.
Well, that's not great.
For better or for worse, I don't think there's a deeper theme. Personally, I think it is surface level in the sense that you see the grit, determination, sacrifice, whatever you want to call it, his passion, his blindness to everybody else's feelings, or the tornado that he creates, like in pursuit of one bit of greatness, and you just see that journey, and you see the turmoil and the destruction that causes. And I think that's it. Like, I don't think there's anything deeper than it. I don't think he's trying to say, maybe he is, but I think you just get to see it.
It's just like,
you just get to see it happen.
It's just like the joy of the chaos and the fun ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be curious. I mean, to me, that's inherently, like, I recoil from that idea inherently, because I'm like, every director talks about what the deeper meaning is or what the theme is, and I would guess that if you had Josh Safdie here, he'd be like, it's really a story about this.
Marty is a relentless dreamer. It's almost a pathological dreamer, and will not take no for an answer, and because his quest is one that no one believes in. And making Uncut Gems was a 10-year journey that a lot of people really didn't believe in.
But who knows? Maybe it is just like about, and this sounds reductive, but it's just the vibes. Like, it's this fun story. It's this wild energy. Boom. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think it is the story as it is told. This guy does, like, that is you go on this journey. And the vibes. I think the vibes is a great, if you want to pivot a bit, I do want to talk about the soundtrack versus the period.
Mm-hmm.
And this is another problem of mine. You talk about vibes, and I think it's a great way to describe a lot of this film. When I watch this movie, I go, yeah, this is a clear aesthetic and a clear, again, I don't want to just use the word vibes, but it feels appropriate for this. It sets a tone, and it is led by the soundtrack. But that tone and that vibe and the music has nothing to do with the period that this film is set in. And I had a problem with that. and call me small-minded, call me stupid, I don't get it, I'm too literal, fine.
Boomer.
But this movie, but yeah, all the things. I'm bald, you guys love to mention that. That's like a favorite pastime. Great, you're absolutely right. But this movie is set in the 40s?
50s, I think.
50s?
Yeah.
50s? Yeah. This movie feels so modern. It doesn't feel like today, but it feels like the 80s or 90s, early 2000s. Like if you told me that this film was set in that time, I go, yeah, of course. Nobody acts like they're from the 50s. No one speaks like they're from the 50s. The soundtrack has nothing to do with it. All of the energy feels between the 80s, 90s, maybe early 2000s, like that 10, 15, 20 year window, not 40s, 50s, or 60s, 10, 15, 20 year window.
Mm-hmm.
It threw me off. It feels disjointed because of that. But again, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
And clearly a choice. What do you make of it? What do you think of it?
I liked the music part of it. Like I hadn't thought about what you're talking about, the way people speak or act, and how if that accurately reflects the time period it's set in. I don't always, I can't say, but I mean I always respect a big swing. Like in a big film, pretty high profile director, the kind of an A24 film that's probably going to make some noise and be in line for awards the way it is, to just be like, let's do this movie set in the 50s and use like 80s pop songs to help tell the story. Like I kind of dig it. I also like those Tears for Fears songs personally. So when those music cues hit, I go, yeah, right on. I like some of those stylistic big swings, but I can see how that could throw some people off for sure.
It's why I like the movie. And that's what's really made me like love it and hate it in the same breath.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I like those songs. I like the style. I like the vibes. I'm in. But when I think about it, I go, is this good though? But is this good?
Yeah.
I don't have an answer to it, and I would love to be belittled in the comments about it. Like, tell me, is that good? Is that intelligent filmmaking? Because I'm feeling so much, and you're setting a tone so strongly that is mismatched from the actual time period that the piece is taking place in.
Yeah, I lean towards yes. Like I lean towards yes. That is good. I really loved that the film starts for the opening credit sequence of sperm going through.
You're a big sperm guy.
That is such a big swing. Like that is such a wild way to start a big movie. And I was like, what the fuck? Is this great? Is this the best thing I've seen this year? Like, it's just like, I love out of the box, big thinking like that. That's just like, let's fucking do it. That's crazy. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. So you must love Look Who's Talking. You're a big Look Who's Talking guy.
I'm a huge,
Started the same way, gang.
I thought it did.
It did. It does.
Yeah, a little shout out to the 80s.
Yeah. They're the same. They're basically the same movie.
Yeah. But certainly not what I expected at the start of this film.
Yeah, an interesting way to catch people's attention.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about, how do I phrase it?
Semen.
It's semen. America's favorite. I feel like I can see some of the decision making, or a lot of the decision making, in making this film for today. Maybe the biggest thing that sticks out to me is the casting.
Mm-hmm.
And it leans back into my point, again, about sort of being a period piece. But even outside of that, I just feel like it is casted just to get attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like the decisions of Kevin O'Leary and Tyler, the Creator, and his friend, I don't remember his name, but there's a larger, the heavier set guy who was sort of just like popped up, was just like had a viral moment on, because he's a Knicks fan, I want to say. Like
I didn't
viral,
know what he was from.
Oh, you don't know? Yeah, if I remember correctly, that kid had a viral moment where he said, Trae Young looks like my dad's dick.
Trae Young looks like my dad's dick! I never saw my dad's dick! He still looks like shit!
Something like that. I may be messing this up completely, but I'm confident I'm close. So he had a viral moment, and I think Safdie's like, get me this kid, like,
well, true to
his virality.
Form.
Yeah. Just like he thought it was funny, or just like all of those decisions on casting, they're not for the film. I think they're to generate interest beyond the film for someone who might not even watch the film. Be like, oh, Kevin O'Leary's acting now? The guy from Shark Tank? I love Shark Tank. Oh, well. And well, the kid from the end is not playing himself, but those two characters, Tyler the Creator is just like being himself. I don't think he's acting at all. And I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying that's him. Kevin O'Leary is being himself. So again, I don't know if that's genius casting, because you're just setting people up to succeed, or you're like just like seizing the moment and just gathering like social clout to strengthen the views of your movie or the attention around your movie.
Yeah.
Maybe it's both.
Yeah.
How do you feel about what I'm saying? This is again another thing that I like struggled with.
I feel like I lean towards it's both. That I think it's effective. You know, I don't know Tyler the Creator very well outside of this movie and a couple of random little things where he's popped up. And like, I don't think you would cast Kevin O'Leary at this current stage in time as he's saying, maybe Canada should become the 51st state.
I say let's make this happen one way or another and end up the strongest entity on earth.
And is a lot of unpopular opinions. I don't think now's the time to go like, this will be cool
way before
to get this attention on us. I think they were probably dreading that he kept popping up in the news in the run up to this film. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's good casting as long as they do a good job in the film. And I think all three of those people you mentioned, O'Leary and Tyler the Creator and Odessa A'Zion, the young lady, like all those folks, the supporting cast is great. Like they do a good job. So if they were just there, if it was just some viral kid pop in for a minute and they're bad, I'd be like, oh, now that's just stunt desperate casting to get attention. But if they come in and they do good and they carry their scenes a little bit, they do their work, then it's good casting. It's great. It's like a gamble that's great, I think.
Ultimately, I do like I agree. But I just go back and forth in my head. But maybe you're right. I guess the result, the ends just justify the means. That it didn't blow up in their face. So great job.
It didn't blow up in their face the way that doing that on the set of Good Time is now currently blowing up in their face, using actors who aren't actors and are instead potentially violent criminals. Not always a great move. But yes.
Do you want to talk about it?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of a hard turn to Marty.
Hard turn, Kings.
Marty Supreme suddenly arising as the Oscar villain of this season. You always got to have one, and I think that's it's that for those who don't know.
Please share the story. I don't fully know everything. I read a headline, so
in brief, and I will say all of this is allegedly. I don't want it. Don't come after me. That on the set of Good Time, I think in 2016 or 2017, the Safdie brothers, one of their earlier films, there was a 17-year-old actress in a scene with a performer who was not an actor, who was just some like felon who they knew and wanted to come in and some parolee or something. And this guy, they decided to kind of try to have an impromptu sex scene between these two characters, and this guy, this criminal who was there was, exposed himself to the 17-year-old and was being very, very, very inappropriate, propositioning her and really, upset and traumatized that girl. And what makes this even more newsworthy is that this new source kind of bringing this story back to light, because some elements of it arose several years ago, is really kind of signaling out Josh Safdie was the director. Benny was just holding the boom mic and didn't know that girl wasn't of age, and Josh didn't know until later that day, and that's actually why Benny and Josh split up, because Benny found out years later that Josh had let that happen. And so there's just a lot of like Harvey Weinstein Oscar campaign energy to this,
smear.
where you're like,
it's a smear. It's clearly a smear.
There's right? Some smear energy happening, which is not at all to take away from the legitimacy of that girl's
it's just the timing,
traumatic experience. But yes, it seems very like Team Benny is putting out these things to be like, hey, bring down that Marty Supreme Oscar race a little bit, bring down that temperature. So Hollywood is a fascinating place and often very
It's
depressing.
fascinating, the word.
Yeah. So yeah, but Marty Supreme, as partially because of that, partially because of Odessa A'Zion recently being cast for like a half Latina role and getting pushback for that. Partially because the sort of annoying or more overt marketing efforts that we referenced earlier that Timmy was involved in. Marty Supreme is now the Oscar villain in a lot of people's eyes, and that's fun.
You love the messy drama. It just feels like you. I think
now
it's so silly. I don't like it.
Me and Kirsten Dunst have joined forces. You know, it's a lot.
You guys
happening.
are best friends. That's obvious.
Do you want to talk about some things you liked about the film? No. Go fuck yourself.
No, I think Chalamet is the best part of the movie, to be honest with you. And I'm not sold on him in totality, as I said in our best episode. Like, I think has the ability. I think he has a lot of talent. I don't know how great he is today. I think time will tell, like, where he stacks up. I think he has all the potential in the world. But I'm not in love with every single thing he has done. In this particular film, I do think he does a really good job. I think he is very believable, and I think that's what you need from a film like this, so sort of character centric and driven. Like, I don't need to see Timothee Chalamet. I need to see Marty Mouser. Like, and I bought that. Like, I get lost in this performance. I think he embodies it really well and plays it authentically, and so that's probably my favorite part of the movie is his performance.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like him, even though I don't like
totally.
character, you know.
Yeah. I think he does very good, as I've said before, and I'll say again. I too haven't.
I would say better than Jesse Plemons, obviously. I'm joking. I would never.
Now we're fighting. Yeah, no, I mean, I too. I mean, I've been critical of him in the past because I felt like so much praise was heaped on him for other roles that I did not think were very good. And everybody's like, oh, this young guy, he's really an actor, you know, and he's really like coming through and he's the next big thing. And I just never saw that ever. And in the last few roles, it's progressively getting better. Like, I didn't like him in Dune, but I liked him a lot in Dune Part 2. And I liked him in A Complete Unknown. And I liked him a lot in this. I thought this is almost certainly his best performance that I've seen. So that's great. He's like on the right track. But there's no part of me that's like, oh, he's a shoo-in for an all-time great. So that to me needs to be seen. But I think this and Dune 2, because I really did enjoy Dune 2 and I liked his performance, seem very different. And that's what I want from my all-time greats. Yeah.
I need DeNiro to Killers of the Flower Moon and Meet the Parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I need to be like, now you're great. Now you're in that category because you can do a lot here.
We should go back and look at who was nominated for Best Supporting Actor the year the first Meet the Parents came out, because DeNiro is fucking awesome in that movie. Like,
he's fantastic.
100%. He's a great performance.
And the Oscar goes to Benicio del Toro in Traffic.
Yeah, that is an all-time great comedic performance. I don't know where I would put it off the top of my head, but it is up there for sure. The longevity of that performance, it is held up, and I think held up well.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Yeah, can you milk me? I mean, that is a thing that will live forever.
To
forever.
This day.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
He was perfect in that.
Yeah. I loved. I think I loved really all the performances. Like, a name we haven't mentioned, Gwyneth Paltrow. Love to see her doing something. I thought she did a really great job. Fun role. Yeah. Odessa A'Zion, who I mentioned before, who we've been watching in I Love L.A. I don't know if you've been watching that show on HBO. It's quite funny, quite enjoyable show.
People seem to really like it. I've heard a lot about it. I haven't seen it yet. But.
Yeah. My wife and I really have had a good time with it. And it was great to see her in this giving a more rangy performance. Like I thought she did really well. She's really good on I Love LA, but she's just sort of like a vapid influencer, and she's usually pretty half naked. So she could walk on stage and be like, I love LA and this is great. And you'd be like, wonderful performance. Like, this girl's a star. She's wonderful. But so to actually see her like doing a movie like this, I thought she did a really, really good job. Like I think the hype is real around her too. And yeah, I mean, Kevin O'Leary is great at being Kevin O'Leary. Despite,
he did a very good job.
Yeah, as much as I don't want to admit it, like he does. It fits the role.
For sure. I like the back and forth. I like the sort of chemistry between Tyler the Creator and Timothee Chalamet. I thought that like friendship came alive on screen. This movie hinges on its performances, and all the performances deliver. Mm-hmm. And so it's part of why I like the movie. It's not part of. It is the thing that drives why I like the movie.
Abel Ferreira, the old mafioso dude whose dog they lose track. Like that guy's fucking awesome. Like I saw his face and I was like, man, I haven't seen that face in like 25 years. Like I don't think a movie since the 70s. So it's like really, really cool. Really cool to see him. I thought all that stuff was great. It was a totally fine time.
Yeah. It's worth a watch. Like I think it's worth the watch. I think it's worth a watch.
Keith's number 5.
I don't take that lightly.
Number 5 favorite of the year. It's worth a watch.
Well, it's best favorite.
Best
favorite.
Yes.
It's sort of a combination. Favorite. You can't handle that list.
We wouldn't want
you can't handle the dog shit that is on that list.
They're all Kevin Hart TikToks.
Yes. Anything Kevin Hart does, instantly.
One thing I'd like to mention is ping pong, table tennis in general. I love it. I love it. And so I wish I could be really all in on this movie because table tennis has been like a pretty big part of my life. I really, really love playing it. And when I was younger, we used to have tournaments at my house, and we'd get like 16, 32-man field, 16-man field, 32-man field, these double elimination tourneys. And it was such tremendous fun. And one of the things I didn't love about this movie, another thing, is that they got to be points where the ping pong looked really phony. Like the ball was really digital. And that bummed me out because it was in so many ways, like a grounded, real, they went to real places. They're shooting on real locations. I appreciate that. I respect that. I love that. But then the ball is this like hyper digital CG ball a lot of the time. And that bummed me out.
Yeah, you can't expect. I think he did train for I think he did quite a bit of training. Timothee Chalamet did quite a bit of training. So I give him credit. His commitment.
Do you though? If they're not playing real ping pong, and that's a genuine question because that was one of the things I was excited about.
Here's the thing. I think they are playing ping pong, but for movies, like things have to be perfect. So at some point, you let him play. And you're like, it's got a great take, he gives a great performance, but the ball wasn't quite right, or it gets out of focus, or it moves off a frame, and someone, just put it in post, we gotta move on. Like, I have a level of understanding for that in filmmaking from just like a financial, like production standpoint. Like, we can't just wait for you to actually do this. Not everybody's Bill Murray and Kingpin.
I was gonna say,
if I need to tell this story
Wesley
again.
Snipes and White Man Can't Jump. These guys are hitting jumpers. Miles Canton this year in Sinners, he learned how to play the blues, like the guitar and how to sing the blues. Like
playing the guitar,
not nothing.
It's not nothing, yes, but like there's an element for basketball or bowling of an element that's almost out of your control, where playing the guitar or whatever is fully, you just learn how to do it, you're doing it.
My question is, and this is a genuine question, is I couldn't tell, to me, most of the ping pong action, if not all of like the consequential ping pong action in this film was fake, like with a digital ball.
Sure.
And so it's like, then what is the point of having him spend 3 months or 6 months learning and training? Is it just so that like his arm motions look good?
So it looks good. Yeah, I think so. So he looks coordinated. You can tell any commercial. Now this is cut all of this. But like,
let's get into the nitty gritty here.
It does bother me when you watch people playing basketball in movies or commercials or TV shows, and they clearly have no idea how to hold or dribble or shoot a basketball. And you're just like, you're just an actor. You have no idea. Like, can we just find someone who has a general idea? You can make it go in, but give me some form.
Have you seen that clip, that famous clip from like a teen movie? I can't remember what it is. And the guy's like throwing the star high school quarterback, and she goes up and tries to talk to him during practice, and he's just like he's like doing this weird like this little flick.
Yeah. That is, even if you replace the ball to go wherever, just have someone who knows how to throw a football.
Yes. You're right.
I think that's fair.
Sorry, Timothy. You
Thank you.
You killed it.
It's about time.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Keith?
I think that was it for me.
This is good fun. Glad we got this out of the way. The Chalamet and the Jenner squad coming after us.
They're coming after us?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
They know we exist?
Yeah. Kris Jenner is paying to suppress our videos on Instagram. Everybody knows it. Can't prove it. Allegedly. Allegedly,
but please stop. Let us live.
Yeah, Chris, come on. We're all millionaires here.